Hi. On the heels of the award-winning trilogy of documentary films, Beyond Me, Beyond Belief, and Beyond Reason, I'm thrilled and delighted to announce the latest film in the series, Beyond Space and Time, a film about healing with consciousness. This film will focus from a scientific perspective on the latest findings and research into human consciousness, and will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that with one's mind alone, we can influence the energetic field of another person, and thereby facilitating healings. This film will feature some of the biggest names in the field.
The Institute of Noetic Sciences is committed to doing rigorous research, so in many ways we're a sort of a think tank. And we were formed about 30 years ago by the Apollo astronaut, Edgar Mitchell, and Edgar was the fifth man to walk on the moon. An important part of our mission is to conduct cutting-edge research that looks at the interface between consciousness and the physical world. So one of the important ways that we do that is through the lens of healing. We look at ways in which our thoughts, our emotions, our belief system can influence our physiology. So the whole area of psychoneuroimmunology or mind-body medicine was, helped to be birthed by the Institute of Noetic Sciences in our work. More recently, we've become interested in looking at the ways in which our thoughts and beliefs may influence others, even at a distance. So things like biofields, subtle energies, distant healing, prayer, spirituality, all come into the research focus of our work at the Institute of Noetic Sciences.
The science has now discovered several really important elements that undermine everything we've been told about how we work and how the world works. We are all part of a universal energy field. We're not separate. As Einstein said, the field is the only reality.
But if you're working with a healer, as we did some experiments, copper wall experiments, with Elmer Green and I did this back in the 70s, then the healer, you can measure body voltages on the walls, and we found that a healer could increase the body voltage on a wall, reflected, of course, from the body or received by transmission from the body, 25 volts, 50 volts, 100 volts, 250 volts. We have been able to get signatures of that size.
I think that there must be a scientific explanation for spirituality. I don't think there's been a good one until recently. To me, the only one that makes sense is that proto-consciousness, platonic values, goodness, truth, exist at this fundamental level of space-time geometry, which can influence our actions if we're open to them, and interconnects us to all other beings, to the universe at large.
And then you look at today's world and we realize 24/7, 365 stress hormones are being released into the system. We read the newspapers, we watch the news, we're concerned about the world and its unfolding. So what was supposed to be only used for a very short time has now become chronic. And the chronic release of stress hormones has resulted in an elevation of the amount of disease and sickness that our planet is experiencing right now. So the significance is we must recover, and then to recover, it says we must get out of the fear that we live in, because fear kills.
In order to meet the production costs for this film, I'm reaching out to ask for a little bit of help. All of my other films, which can be viewed free of charge at beyondmefilm.com, have all been produced to inspire and to empower people to bring about positive changes into their lives, and this film will be no different. So if you've got an extra few dollars and you'd like to become part of something that I think is going to be truly phenomenal, please consider making a small contribution. Thank you very much.